Here we have the current stock market update for Intel Corporation, stock ticker INTC. Before we begin with today's chart analysis, if you find these educational materials to be helpful in your trading, please remember to click the like and subscribe buttons and leave your thoughts below in the comment section so that other traders will be able to find this information more easily on the platform. So as we can see here, we're going to move in a bit more closely with this chart analysis. We're going to be looking at the 30-minute price chart here. Each candle on this price chart represents a 30-minute trading period. So it's a bit short-term in nature. What we can see here is that most recently we have developed a bull pennant pattern on this time frame here, and a lot of this was inspired by the recent news that we could see a possible takeover or merger between Qualcomm and Intel. Obviously, the market responded to this event quite favorably. It's just a rumor. I mean, there are discussions here, and there are some risks here. If this actually does not come to fruition, and it might not come to fruition. But clearly, so far, the market has responded in ways that are favorable and optimistic. And we can see here that share prices did see a very nice bounce on that news. So what that event did create here, I should say, was the occurrence of a major support zone that has now developed at key Fibonacci levels. So currently what we're dealing with, is a support zone that has started to develop right around 20, the mid 20s. And here we can see that, if we did see a share price break below there, it would start to reverse that bullish bias. So this is really the critical level to the downside. If we did see a break below the mid 20s, at the very least, we would probably be looking at a retest of that $20 handle. But the way that things are currently situated here, that really is not the expected outcome at the moment. Providing that we do not, see any major disappointments here as far as that Intel Qualcomm discussion. The share prices themselves have started to move higher, and what we can see here is that this bull pennant pattern here has now broken to the top side, and there has been some nice price movement here that has followed. So we are seeing some nice follow through here after a breakout to the top side, and this does suggest that share prices do have some room to extend here. One thing that I would point to would be the indicator reading on this shorter term time frame, because as we can see here, there is a very nice uptrend that has started to develop here. We have seen this area retested now on 3 separate occasions, and during the last occasion, we saw a very strong bounce in the positive direction. So overall, that did create a bit of a bearish divergence condition on this price chart, because these recent highs that have been seen for Intel coming in at 2314 are higher than the prior highs, which came in at 2258. However, if we look at the indicator reading here, what we can see is that the indicator is not confirming those new price highs. The indicator is moving in the opposite direction, and the indicator is posting lower highs, even though the stock price is posting higher highs. So that is a little bit of a warning signal, a little bit of a red flag, because that would qualify as a bearish divergence. However, what we're seeing, that this is the 30-minute RSI here, the 30-minute relative strength index. So as long as we see share prices continue to move higher here and break above this downtrend line, that would start to invalidate that bearish divergence condition. And as we can see here, we are really on the verge of that at the moment. The worst case scenario, I suppose, from a short term perspective, would be if the relative strength index did start to decline from here. If we did see possibly a major pullback in share prices, that could be enough to allow the indicator reading to sort of fail at this area. And that would be a negative signal then, because that would then confirm it would confirm that the bearish divergence condition is still in place, and that this newly developing downtrend price momentum could start to gain in speed and accelerate in strength. So, that would be sort of the worst case scenario. But what I do want to point to here, is the fact that the longer term trend momentum here is positive. And as we can see, this important price pattern that we pointed out in the prior video has now broken to the top side. So it's encouraging to see that there is upward price movement here. We are starting to come right back into contact with that spike high, which posted at 2314. We have not yet broken above that level just yet. It might look as though that's true, but that's mostly because what we saw previously was a was more of a spike high, and now we're seeing some smaller candles with larger bodies at these upper levels that are starting to form. So it might look like this is actually a price break to the top side, but we haven't actually broken through that 2314 level just yet. This recent high came in at 2311, so we're not quite there yet. The encouraging factor here would be if we were to break above this 2314 area. That would then suggest that this this bull pennant. There's a lot of similarities between a bull flag and a bull pennant, but it would then largely confirm that this bull pennant is in place, and that we really could be looking at a near-term bottom for this stock. As I said initially, one thing to watch out for here would be some negative developments with this Qualcomm Intel discussion. If there were some news stories that came out about that, and there were maybe any, kind of important negative developments with respect to Intel at that point, we could start to see then a reversal of these share price movements, because a lot of this positive activity here is being based on that development. So if we sort of see that erode here, it wouldn't be surprising to see some of these gains given back. But overall, these are positive developments, and the fact that these discussions are even being had at all is really encouraging, because at least there's evidence here that some strategies are being explored, some possibilities here are being developed, because something really does need to happen here with Intel. And my preference would be for the role of Pat Gelsinger to be reduced. And if we saw a merger with a company like Qualcomm or something like that, that would definitely be the case. And I really do think that that's what this stock needs at the moment. So as things currently stand, the next layer of support to the downside comes in at roughly 2230. If we were to see a break below there, you're sort of looking at the very least a retest of 2170. But if breaks in both of those areas were to occur, then you could start to see more of this price movement to the top side start to be retraced. If that were to happen, we would then change this Fibonacci analysis and start to look at this more recent price trending move as being the most dominant trending move. And that would likely revise then some of the support and resistance zones that would be expected for this stock. So here's the current stock market update for Intel Corporation, stock ticker INTC. Our high value trading strategies membership is currently available for a limited time for only $9.99 per month. These high conviction investment strategies are characterized by superior risk to reward metrics that target massive market beating returns over time. Join now to outperform the market, lock in this special introductory rate of just $9.99 per month for the entire lifetime of your membership, and start trading stocks with the pros.